Dudes brought to you by Slipstream. Hello! Oh my goodness, I can't talk. Hello, and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. Happy Friday for those of you that celebrated the one thing, the holiday yesterday. Hope you had a great celebration and enjoyed good food, good company, all of the things. Hello to Dukasoft, hello to Mojo. Hello, and also hello. Moving around, looking around, doing stuff around. Anyway, I'm ready to start. Let's head here. Actually, where are we looking at? If this looks like that would be a fun poll. Maybe I can start the stream off with a poll of what country do you think Windows Swap will show us? The thing is that I need to put in all of the possible countries. I don't think that would work as well as I think it'll work. It'd be fun though. But anyway, we're gonna find out. We're looking out of a window in Xi'an, China. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It could be Xi'an, China. Anyway, yeah, there you have it. Awesome. Okay, so it's Friday, and on Fridays on our words fail me. Fridays on our stream are community days. So with that in mind, I am going to hop into the normal stream channel in the Discords. Oh, and I don't even know if the bot is up. Bot is up. Thank you, Dukasoft. Bot is up and trying to get away from us. I mean, running. Bot is up and running. Automated realms, did you change your color? No, it's just showing a different color on my popped out chat. Weird. Or the chat widget. Chat doc. Chat thing in OBS. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness. I'm having trouble with words. And Dukasoft also greets Mojo. Hope it's a fantastic day for all y'all, all yuns. Why didn't I actually hop in there? I need to start my virtual camera. Cool. So phone lines are open for this community day after a American holiday, or I don't even know if it's only American, but anyway, after a holiday that people may or may not have been celebrating. They may or may not have had yesterday and or today off. So not really anticipating too much traffic, too much activity, but it'll be open for anyone that feels like hopping in and having a verbal discussion about whatever technology, whatever seems related to the content of this channel. And I stress related to the content of this channel because I really don't like discussing topics that are, on that, if it seems like it has a whole bunch of word. If people have a higher chance of getting offended by the conversation, I'd rather not talk about it. Yeah, words are hard. So things that I would currently not like to talk about that I know are current news, but I don't want to speculate about it because it really doesn't fit this channel as much because of how whatever that word is that I'm looking for, it is, and that is the OpenAI Microsoft stuff that's going on. But if you do want to talk about using technologies like ChatGPT and other stuff, yeah, no poop flag talk, then definitely happy to do that, just not the whole scandal, debacle, whatever, speculation stuff surrounding the OpenAI Microsoft thing. So that would be an example of things that I would prefer not to discuss on our channel. Oops. Got another person that I follow to lurk on their streams. me just turn my volumes down. Okay. Unmute that tab. Cool. So anyway, how are you all? If you feel like answering, of course. You don't have to, but how you doing? I'll be paying attention to chat as well. If you don't feel like may delete later. Gonna burp in 5 to 10 minutes. Feeling talkative, may converse later. Cool. We'll be around. Yeah. What was I saying? Tacos taste really good. If you don't feel like coming into a voice channel, then you are still welcome to bring up any conversation topics that you would like to discuss as a community in chat. So feel free to do that. But what I will be doing today, which is, you know, you can tell that I don't like UI UX design, because my big desire is to finish up our brainstorming board and put together a sleek, clean, full UI design for us to re-implement, for us to implement as our stream applications UI. It's really, really difficult for me to want to, but I'm using really a lot, but I really, 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 really want those skills. I want to pick up UI design, UX mindset, all of that stuff, and come up with something fantastic. But today, we're going to follow in the footsteps of our friend Big Gamey, who did a complete revamp on his overall stream look and feel. And Irish John Games, who hit 5,000 followers, which is awesome. And he's been working on FechShip Elite 2. And he's working on, essentially, he's also working on his bot at the same time. He had some issues with his new PC and then had to just, he had to deal with some stuff. And I feel sorry that he had to go through that stuff. I don't like getting new stuff and then having it just not work the way you think it should work. So I definitely understand his feelings on that, but he toughed through it. He made it. Drink more water. I will. I think I made it a little warm today. Not the water, the temperature inside the house. The house. So anyway, I'm going to do somewhere in between that, and I wanted to work on the idea that I talked to you about with the little down. Oh, I won't be able to move my mouse all the way down there, but the little arrow shooting bot game thing. I wanted to work on that and just see where we get. And so in order to do that, I was looking at my bot, and it's fine. It works. It's okay. But I would prefer to remake my bot in .NET 8 and maybe clean it up so I know what's what. The one thing that I'm not going to remake is the database. I'll keep that as is, but I really want to, like, I started to remake it, and I'm hoping I can leverage that, but there are still some things I don't understand about how I put it together. Because I started with Fierce Kitten's bot as an example, and then I adapted it to the way that I wanted to make it. And I only half did it. I got it to the point where, hey, it works. Let's keep it. And so right now, as you know, it looks like this, where this component here is, I'm calling a chat echo. That just pretty much is a list of all chats that it received. And then this is the system. Don't worry, I don't understand it either. These are system messages so that I can tell if I'm doing things like actually getting the stream redemptions, if I'm capturing those, because we're going to need to be able to use stream redemptions for this arrow shooting thing, you know? And let me just make sure that I am actually connected to everything. So I refreshed. Okay, so I have two approaches that I want to take. Since the bot is working the way that we're expecting it to, maybe I just want to add a page currently, but at the same time, I want to remake it using the Blazor web app template. And then also restructuring the core logic, core classes. So right now we have this interfaces thing, which I recently changed it to, where you can see all of the interfaces for the classes that I use throughout my entire bot in general. Then I have the client-side implementation of the services, which there is only one service currently, and that is the bot command service, which is the one where if you type any of these commands, then Automated Realms bot will be the one that responds to it and not Stream Elements. Oh, I bet you that doesn't work anymore because I'm not using soundtrack. Song. Who was the one that Dugasoft looked at? Yeah. So I'm going to need to replace that with the one for Slipstream. But I mean, the song is always showing in the bottom right corner, so we're not really using that anymore. Oh. Did refreshing the page actually disconnect me from the channel? All right, let's try this again. Sorry about that. Sorry. All right, let's try again. Now you can try coin flip. Wait. Oh, there it goes. That took a minute to actually show up. Why isn't mine showing up? Hello, Big Gamey! How are you doing? What's going on? It's not listening to me. And then that one is a stream off. In the baby world. I use plastic to stuff. They're fantastic. Oh my goodness, I love that. Hello, Big Gamey. I hope you're doing fantastic. If you celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday, then I hope it was a great celebration. If not, of course, I'm wishing you a fantastic, wonderful day anyway. Why? What's going on with you here, bot? Turkey Leftovers Day. Yet another celebration. Why did... Oh, you know what? I bet you exclamation point song is crashing the bot. So first, if I do coin flip, then we get coin flip. Let's do Community Day, just to remind people of Community Day, to make sure that we can do more than one at a time. And then if someone else can do any of these commands, well, wait, SO is from Automated Realms? Oh, okay. So the message would have come from Automated Realms, but the message didn't show up. So the other SO is from Twitch Guru, the thing that actually plays the shout out clip. Yeah, so there we go. Keyboard. Good. All right. And now if I do, or if any of you do song, I guess. I should be able to see the log for my bot. Yeah, and then that probably crashed it. So now if we do something like coin flip again, the bot's dead. Aha. Ah. Does anyone know where I put the bot? I mean, it's not going to be listening anymore at all, so you can do it as often and as much as you want. We're going to go ahead and disable that command, which I should have a command to be able to enable and disable commands, but I don't yet. So instead, we're just going to go to the server. Anji. I mean, Anji. I can't do it. He cringes every single time I try to say his name correctly. It's okay, man. It's okay. Automated realms, but tables. Oh, big gamey. I don't know where you put it, but I hope butt spot is not an indication. It's a good thing I don't have butt spot here. All right, so song is going to be disabled. And we're going to reconnect the bot to chat. And I guess, I mean, it would behoove us to figure out which of these bot commands break the bot, and also why it's breaking the bot. Flip. Bang song. Bang coin flip. Coin flip. Cool. All right, so we're good. It's no longer listening to that one. Rip bot. Okay, so anyway, point is we're probably going to just add another page, and that page is going to be the UI for this arrow game. So once again, I want to thank BitGamey for giving me some motivational inspiration. You recently revamped your UI, your stream face, and it was so much fun to watch. We are going to, I don't know if you were here for the thing that we talked about Monday, I think it was. Maybe it was Wednesday. But I'm thinking of, and not thinking of anymore, I'm actually going to do it now, thinking of making a game where, let's follow this guy so we can actually see it, where this is our stream window. Hey, it's actually fitting on screen this time. This is my actual PC window. This is me with my broad shoulders. That's right. Mm-hmm. And I'm wearing a cape because all good Batmen wear a cape. Yes. And a scowl. Okay, so that's me. This is chat. This is an AI generated picture. Sorry, Irish John Games. I know how you feel about that. This is Slipstream. Actually, it's probably this big. I don't know. But anyway, this is Slipstream. This is the provided by Slipstream thing. So we have this entire space to play with at the moment. And so what I want to do is make it to where if you redeem this archery redeem, then you will get an avatar that represents you. You'll get a target that spawns somewhere on this half. So it'll be anywhere from here to here. and it could be angled maybe like this. So even if it's close, you'd have to make the arrow fly at an arch. And for now, we're just going to use an angle and a value that you type into chat after seeing, you know, where everything is set up, and you'll get 3 chances to do so. To shoot an arrow and then try to make it land on the target. So that's what we're going to do today. I hope it sounds fun, because it sounds fun to me. Not all I said war heroes, because I'm also watching Bardaki's The Unwanted War stream where he does his game development. But anyway, not all heroes wear capes, like you, for example. Yeah, not all heroes wear capes like me. But you put the comma in the right place, so I can't even misread that. Anyway. Yes, you're right. So, this is our UI design for now. So we did do some UI design work. Oh, no worries. No worries, Big Amy. Thank you for showing up and saying hello. There's absolutely... Thank you for clarifying. There's absolutely never any obligation or requirements for you to have to be around, stick around, for you to even lurk. Like if you need to turn the stream off because you need to conserve bandwidth or power or whatever reason you have, or maybe you don't have a reason, you just turn it off. Anyway, still love seeing your face today. No reason to not lurk, ever. Awesome, and he's even using his own big game lurk. That's a really cool lurk emoji. I like it. Pixar didn't happen. Oh wait, please don't. So Big Game was telling us, it sounds fun, but I have to get some clothes before noon to feel like I haven't wasted the day. Side note, I am not currently naked. So he says. I mean, it didn't happen, so. So the fact that you are not naked didn't happen? Is that what you're saying? People and twisting words. Anyway, I'm gonna stop holding you up. Do your thing. Enjoy your day. Just clarifying, this is not a mature stream, so we aren't really allowed to be talking about stuff like that. All right. Do some bummer. Enjoy your day. Okay. So we're going to make this really quick. It's going to be super fast. You won't even know what happened. Yeah, I'm just that good of a developer. I am going to use our existing app. Let's see if we can actually run it in dev. CD apps. No, API. Hosted API. .NET Watch. I'm already stretching, already tired. Holy cow. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for the follow, Robert. Robert Ubbs 1. Or is it Roberto? Roberto FS1. Yeah, that's a lot of nullability issues. This is one of the main reasons that we went through the financial management tracker and got rid of all of our null warnings. and we just cleaned it all up, and it was really nice to do. But what is our actual error that's keeping it from building? This is just a warning. Failed to bind because it's already in use. So did I run the application using IIS? I am not seeing oh, duh. That's what my actual bot is running on. So for now, let's go ahead and update our bot dev address. What is the S exclamation point? IIS? Espang? Espanol? All right, we're gonna put it on 70 since 69 is in use by the running bot. And let's see. So that means that it built though, and it was trying to run. That's cool. Oh, all right. We want it to open in this window, please. Is it possible to have two bots using the same bot login information running? Binding error still. Yes, I know 69 is in use. We told it to use 70. Oh, I didn't save. It would help if I saved. You would know, Dickasoft, because you have your bot. Do you actually have multiple instances of your bot running on your computer? Because that's what's about to happen. All right, and now we have another error which says failed to bind. It's already in use. That's what we just saved. And this time I'm sure I saved. So let me just do a clean. Mana.net launch, which will build and run for us. I think so. Nope. Doesn't matter, as long as it's running on different ports. Oh, so you possibly have multiple instances running on separate containers. What are you? Why are you still trying to use? Oh, why are you using local? I mean, non-secure. Try again. We'll know it works if our chat echo gives us chats. Hurdle number 1. It's taken us 10 minutes. All right, we're connected to Signal, our hub. I want to connect with Twitch. It sees our database and it sees all of our current commands, so that's good. I need to be able to listen to. Oh, dang it. You know what? I would have to add that to our whitelisted URLs for the callback. We're going to keep it at the same address. I'm just going to stop the bot. Services. No bot, no bot. Stop the bot. Don't restart yourself, bot. I will cry. Stop. I love it. Oh man. Okay. Try again. Right, that's why I was gonna do. Oh, I remembered why I wanted to use the new web app template, and it's because I can't use a browser source for the WebAssembly version. So we're either going to create a server-only version, or we're going to use the .NET 8 Blazor web app template that I started to try to set up. But for now, we can at minimum get it working in the browser because it's going to be the same UI. So that's really what matters. Okay, so it looks like our redemption listener does work. And then if we want to do my channel, vote.net 8. Yeah, I would too. I don't think I implemented that yet, apparently. Okay, so if all goes well, this should still work for echoing our chat. Don't mind if I do. So we still have a bot while I'm working on it. I left it all in your apartment. Let's see, what can we do? Yeah, so if we redeem this, then there we go. We have a channel points redeem on my channel, and I don't know what all information we get from this, but we're gonna need that. So I am so I'm really happy that we can see the actual bot redeems, and hopefully we can get information about what the redeem was, how many points, etc. Because we will need that in order to launch the archery game. And so here's the answer. This is what we get when we do redeemed. Huh. So copy that. Let's check out Notepad. And I'm just going to use regular Notepad because my Notepad++ is full of stuff that I don't want to accidentally share. Actually, we don't even need that. We could use JSON Grid. Okay, so the redemption is ID this. The user was this. Awesome. And the reward gives us the title of the reward too. Oh, yes. Oh, this is really good. Max per stream. Oh, this is perfect. And then what do these actually look like? Yeah, I love JSON Grid. Nerd Herder is the one that showed it or that introduced me to it. And it is fantastic. The thing I don't like about it is you can't really resize this grid on the right. So if you're on a bigger screen, then it's like it doesn't stretch all the way when you want it to. And you can resize this a little bit, but not much. But like when you have a table, essentially, so you have multiple JSON objects and you want them to display in a table, not a vertical table, but a horizontal table, it doesn't do a really good job of letting you see the whole thing. Kind of annoying. And like now that I've reset my zoom, I can't even squish this back down. I don't know. And in fact, I think I broke it. I think I killed the JavaScript. So we're going to exit page. I'm going to come back to it. But yeah, I was using it in a way that typically shouldn't be used. So that's definitely my fault. Not faulting them. This is a fantastic tool, no matter how you slice it. Cool. Okay, so we get some really good information. I would like to model this because we need this information. I mean, the fact that no, No. This is probably just the actual message. Contact us is just an email link. Okay, so we're gonna do step 1 of getting the arrow game, and that is to set up a redeem. And I'm going to make it for, can you do 0 channel points for a redeem? I don't think you can, but we'll find out. We'll get into stream elements and add the redemption. Actually, we're gonna do it as a command first. A free command so that we can test it out, try breaking it, all that stuff, because I know how much you guys love breaking things. On purpose. On accidentally purpose. So, where do you suppose we might be getting our redemption information? Let's try the Twitch bot itself first, which I'm not actually using the interfaces. I created the interfaces, but the only one that I'm using is the chat message detail. What? Oh, I'm using this one. Awesome. Thank you so very much for the resub. For the resub. Wow. 2 months. Anyway, hi Frosty Robot. It's been a minute. I hope you've been doing fantastic. I am doing really good today. Most good indeed. We're gonna knock this out in like the next 20 minutes. You've been doing some .NET dev this week yourself. Awesome. And how is it going for you? I'll try to remember all the details of where you are in your journey, but I'll probably fail at it. Okay, chat message detail. When we receive a chat message detail. Now, I still need to look at the actual bot. Yeah, I kind of remember what I did, which is I started trying to set up my Twitch bot. Here it is. To use the interface. My Twitch bot, which I never actually did, but now I will. But then I also will need to do things like add all of my public properties and methods. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Not dispose though. Okay, so I'm gonna do this really quick. Let's hope I don't break anything in doing it. I'm gonna add all of my public stuff, which is probably the reason that I didn't do this, I think, is because I don't have interfaces for the Twitch client and the Twitch pub sub. Right. But then again, these are Twitch lib classes. I have to figure out what to do with them. Oh, wow. All of these are methods? All right, then. Yeah, and then, like, this one would have to be an interface. This one would have to be an interface. Like, unless these are actual shared models that I use everywhere, and they aren't just implementations, which maybe I'll do that. But we'll have to make that decision later. And then everything that says async goes away. So we'll get rid of you. And at least we have the skeleton of the interface. We're not going to actually do the dependency injection of the iTwitch bot yet, but we will. Push the schema up to preset lists and boards, do the tasks and check them off in Trello. Download and reintegrate with local.NET tracking app. Oh, you're doing the .NET tracker. Okay, so using the Trello REST API to do list tracking and hook the data from that in my own task list manager. Awesome. Yeah, so you went with the essentially bug tracker, but task list that you're building up. That is so cool. Yeah, I really, really want to know how that's going for you. And hello, Thindal. Thindal is another wonderful friend of our community. We're a friend of his. At least I hope you consider us friends. If you aren't following him, he's a .NET developer as well, doing all the modern .NET stuff as soon as it comes out. Enjoying his time. No, I consider you bestest friends. But yeah, that's really cool. That is so cool, Frosty. I love hearing about that. Okay, here is where we need to look for stuff that happens with our pub sub client, because the pub sub client is the one that listens for channel redemptions, I think. Does that sound right? Possibly, maybe, perhaps. Oh, I'm in the community hangout. Not sure what the audio will be like. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is community day, so let me invite you in. I will be somewhat focused on working on this bot thingy. And Mojo, you're also in there. Yeah, okay. So pulling you in, and you.
Hello, friends.
And we got some mic checks.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic's checked. You were good.
Yes. If the audio from here gets annoying, then just say something and I will leave. Awesome, because I'm in a room with probably 1,500 people.
Oh.
Yeah, right next to a room with about 5,000 people. I'm at DreamHack. DreamHack.
What is a DreamHack?
A DreamHack is a medium-sized LAN party.
That sounds a little bit more than medium with 1,500 people.
Maybe a little bit more than medium. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find a seat map.
No background noise at all. I mean, I hear a little bit, but it's very, very slight.
Nice. Here in the chat is a seat map. It's 2 rooms, Hall B and Hall C.
And you are in?
I am in C, which is the slightly more quiet one. I'm up at C1511. It's me.
I am so blind as... Oh, all C. Okay.
Yep.
And in 11? 1511?
1511, yeah.
1511. I see you. I see you.
Yay.
Do you see the circle around you? Did I make it show up?
I have been seen. Yes, exactly. That is where I am.
AR for the win.
Yeah.
Yes,
taken. I know, it's terrible.
Is no one next to you? Is that what that means?
The blue ones are empty.
Oh, well, that's where we're sitting then.
Yeah, so there's no one next across from me. But otherwise, it's pretty darn full.
Oh, so these are facing the center. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna, if you want to, start my camera.
My sweater. Oh yeah,
and I can start my
just
lights.
My camera too.
Hold on, I need to change which camera it's using.
It's using the Elgato.
Yes, that is not the one it's supposed to be using.
don't use the Elgato.
No.
Bad.
Not Camlink. Let's go for this one.
I need to turn this. I see you. Hold on. Let me pull you on screen. I need to turn this object into a C#. Do you know what the website is for turning JSON to C#?
You can do it from the UI. Go to Edit and Paste Special. I'm like 99% certain you can do that.
What is this model going to be? This model is going to be the channel redemption. Which pop models? Do you have subcategories?
Line. If you go to Edit.
Yeah. Give me a second to create the class.
Yeah, sure.
Unless it's going to create the class for me.
I think it will. I think it's. If you have it in the JSON in your copy, then you should be able to do paste special, paste JSON as classes. Yeah.
Okay.
Just paste that.
Nothing.
Okay. Did you have the JSON in your?
I do. So let me just prove that real quick.
Did it put it somewhere else?
I have E in my clipboard.
Oh, that is not enough.
Hello, Jason Grid. What you doing? You know what? I'm just gonna copy it from my notepad. Oh, you have GMs right behind you.
I have what right behind me?
You have people that are amazing.
Oh yeah. There's tons of amazing people here.
What happened to my notepad?
Tell me when you've got me on stream and I'm going to show you.
Okay. Where is this object? We need to do another redeem real quick so I can get this object. Copy. It says fulfilled. Going to do a save.
Mm-hmm.
Delete it. Set it. Paste special. Paste JSON. Yeah, see, I put it in that class. I don't want it in that class. So I'm going to create a class called Stream Redemption Message. Okay.
Yeah. And now paste it.
Is there a hotkey for that? That'd be nice.
Oh, right. You need to paste as JSON or as class. Yeah.
As class.
Yeah. There you go. Cool. So root object is, the unnamed thing. So you probably want that to be stream redeem message. Yeah.
Good idea. All right. So bringing you on screen.
Yeah.
You can see yourself now.
Yay! Here I am. So if I do this...
There's a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm in the corner over here, but...
This looks like a normal game shop. What are they called?
Game shop?
Yeah, like the places in Asia usually. Like Korea and China.
You mean like sweatshop?
Internet cafe.
No. Internet cafe.
Oh.
Thank you, Mojo.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, we're all here. We're all gaming.
When would I be talking about that?
I have no idea.
Consider. I'm going to pop this out and then move it. Cats. I love cats. Okay, so I'm going to put you...
Ooh,
I'm
a cat.
going to put you... Hold on.
Yeah.
As a new source. Display capture.
I get to be a source.
Not display capture. Screen capture.
Yeah, exactly, Duke. It's called a LAN party. It's what this is.
Application.
So I was actually planning on doing a stream like tomorrow or something, but I haven't quite decided. I did bring my Streamlab though. So I can be really annoying to people.
Please don't.
I can do this. I just lit up like this half of the room.
Okay, so this is our Discord pop out.
Yay.
Pop out. Okay.
Mojo, you're very quiet today.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's me full screen plus a pop out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There you go. Now we're hanging out together.
Yay! Yay! I don't think you're showing your screen in.
I am.
Oh yeah, you are. There you go. Never mind. I was watching it on stream instead.
Mm.
It was slightly laggy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you managed to paste JSON. That is a good tool to have, right?
Yes.
If you want to do it the other way around, it's more complicated because then you need a third-party service to paste classes as JSON.
The thing that I was looking for, I have it bookmarked in one of my other browsers, one that I don't use for streaming anymore, and it's a cool tool where you tell it what you want the root class to be, what the namespace to be, if you want to generate any custom serializers. It'll do all of it for you. It's a really, really cool tool. I just couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah. What do you mean, person not sure? Like an empty office? With gaming? I mean, you have Fortnite. You have...
Jason,
I'm not sure what. We have Fortnite. We have some kind of a niche game. Fortnite. Yeah.
Jason DePoco.
There's a lot of Fortnite going on.
I was just playing that before I hopped in here. But I'm also on the clock, so I'm just, working too.
We didn't hear that then.
Hey, I'm one of the, me and the boss are the only ones that appeared online today, so I'm doing more.
Oh, that lamp. Check that computer. That is freaking beautiful.
I can't see it because I covered it up with another screen.
Does everybody bring their computer?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Monitors and all?
Yep.
What's the carrying case for that like? Is there a carrying case or you just make multiple trips?
A share.
Okay.
And some fastening wires or whatever they're called.
Gotcha.
He put a link to it. It's called DreamHack. Yeah. President Usher.
I'm gonna see if I can find the main page, but let me just go back. All right.
This is the tool that I was talking about here.
So that goes from JSON over to what was it?
Or a few things. I mean, one of them is C#. DePoco. So if I copy that, go over her. Also you. Then there we go. We can give it right now it's going to Swift. Still, we want to go to C# using system.text with a namespace of automated realms bot or something. I don't remember. And you can see that it's doing pretty much code gen in the background. Yeah. Do you prefer list or arrays? Output features. We get everything from JSON property to converter.
Yes, I'm guessing stuff like fixing casing and things of the Pascal case this will do.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, maybe the other one won't. I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know. Yeah. Possibly, maybe, perhaps.
And then again, if you want it to generate the custom converters, it'll do that. Yep. But you can also tell it to just try to use the default converters instead.
Hey, Jern. Didn't see you there. Hi.
Hi. Konnichiwa. Shout out to Irish John Games. Actually, I want a clip because he has some crazy clips.
He truly does.
Especially more recently, so let's hope we get the terrible
Rise of piracy. Oh my word, Tubby. 250K.
I have no audio, so the only thing I know is that he looks
award.
happy.
Oh my word,
And he should be.
Tubby.
It was a redeem? Of
Know
what?
how many feckin' doubloons that is? Holy shit.
Not sure if I
Oh,
need
that
the
was
streaming
Tubby's
lab
VIP of the year. 250K back then when 250K was a lot for VIP. Right now it's at 420K.
With the white on the screen, I really don't need the streaming lamp.
Yeah, but
I am bright enough
the
anyways.
color is going to change bit by bit.
Yeah.
So John, twitch.tv/IrishJohnGames. And if we head over into his chat, I said chat.
You know, I've got a huge problem with those VIP of the year things. It sucks.
I don't.
Because I really want to be VIP of the year over at Balint's, but I also love the ferret. So I keep wasting all my points.
I don't know if you can see that.
It is 420.
Well, that's not really what I cared about. It's just that the VIP redeem is.
Yeah, but that's what I meant, like 420K. I wasn't talking about anything else, I promise you. I'm not.
At a game conference? Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, they have dogs here. There's pat downs and dogs, and
for one day.
They check every bags and everything, or all the bags and everything. It is really secure here, or whatever you want to call it. The issue is that we've had a couple of bomb threats in general against public gatherings here in Sweden.
Yeah, and it would be especially stupid at a game conference because that could be someone trying to clean up.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yes. There's like a couple of people who died at a football game just a couple of months ago.
We don't really need to know about that on our stream.
No, I'm just telling you like the context here. So everything, all public events are really tight on security right now.
Yeah. We can leave it at that.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I have a water mug that I think someone might recognize.
Oh, yeah.
Fekishino.
He had a giveaway on his stream 2 days ago. That was the More Coffee for an Hour.
Oh, nice. It's not a conference. It's a LAN party.
I mean, I'm still calling it a conference because there's over 6,000 people, you said, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's more. So yeah, over 6,000.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I have no Fekishino on this, so it's only water. Only right now it's empty, but yeah.
No, so these are not nullable.
So as you might be able to see, this is not my usual camera or my usual microphone, and I didn't feel like bringing everything here. Yeah. Hey, I've got RGB in these.
What user input is an object? Oh, user input is probably a string that is nullable. Does it know to use nullability when
nullable?
There is a null
Shouldn't
field?
it be allow null as well?
No. So the allow null is an attribute that says, I'm making it null, non-nullable, but I want to get rid of the green squiggly.
Okay.
So allow the initial value to be null when exiting the constructor.
Gotcha. I need to use that everywhere in my Blazor views.
Yeah, but it will still throw a runtime exception if it's null by the time you try to access it.
Yeah, but every time I add a parameter to the Blazor component, even if it's marked up with enter required, it still complains.
Yeah, we're gonna find out which one of these are actually non-nullable.
Or can you? They're talking
Yeah, we
fairly
can
loud,
hear
like,
them a little, but not like a ton.
oh, that's cool. Because they're
No,
talking
yeah,
like half a
barely.
meter behind me.
Hello, Dragon Lover. Love the name.
Let's just say that Discord has pretty good noise canceling.
Actually, this is a nullable int. Yeah. Did this thing give me nullable, non-nullable? No. Can I tell you to...
Cheers. I think the volume on them is going up though.
Yeah, they
now I
are
can
getting
see
a
the
little bit more
transmission.
animated.
Yeah, now I can see the transmission lighting up here. You're on stream since you're talking so loud.
Not that
I
would
know
be
those
not
two,
that
by the
most
way.
of us would be able to understand them.
No, but I know those two, so I'm allowed to tell them.
Ah, here we go. C#
Yep,
version.
I could barely hear what I was thinking there, so.
Doubles.
Let's see here.
Object.
I had to write some documentation for a thing. Or actually, I made a pull request for a thing and I got the comment back. Shouldn't this be commented? And I answer with a ew documentation. But I think I maybe should go ahead and fix it.
Oh.
It's terrible, but very appreciated, apparently.
I know what you mean, President, not sure, but you know, it's one of those fun interactive things that some people do on their streams.
Yeah, I have a really hard problem understanding people when they do it.
Yeah.
Both
Like
the
Big Gamey's baby.
Redeem, yeah, and Fritz's party is quite difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And the chipmunk. The chipmunk is terrible.
Right now I think he's got hamster on.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's really difficult, but that might
like
be because it's not my first language, so.
Oh, I don't know. I definitely find it hard to understand.
Yeah. My nephew is sitting right there, playing Fortnite. Or actually, he's watching a stream of Fortnite and playing Fortnite.
Okay,
he's in some kind of tournament, so I'm going to try and not disturb him.
Yeah. What do you say? What do you say? And we get system.text.json. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't want it to give me any custom converters anymore. And I don't know how to turn that off.
I'm thinking of maybe doing like something with Unity here. Just because it's fun, you know?
I think I'm just going to do this. But yeah,
actually,
I am too.
Just because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. One of the Solo is here, by the way. Hi, Solo. I didn't say hi, but Solo did ask what you were, and you responded to him. He asked where you were. Another person to shout out, Solus Solipsist, who is doing mixed reality dev. Solipsist. Great friend of the stream as well. We have to wait 53 minutes and 56 seconds because Dukasoft beat me to it. Thank you so much, Dukasoft. You're so good at this. You're amazing.
Oh yeah, he is. Duka is an awesome, awesome mod.
So the project today is at on hold. We were going to use Wizard, you know, the app that you introduced me to, and then someone else brought up in the last stream, and we're going to use that to generate some redesigned UI for our financial management tracker app, although I do have some things in mind. We have this thing that we're going to reference because I really love their landing page, this top hero section. But we're going to be doing some UI redesign work. But since it's Friday, it's just community day where we hang out, chat. So today I also decided that I wanted to start working on the channel game thing, Redemption. That is currently not up and running because I have bugs. I have bugs in my code that need to be fixed before we can rebuild. So since I'm working on the bot, it's kind of spotty.
I do have a question about the tracker.
Absolutely.
Or at some point, I guess within the next hour, on your add transaction export, can you clarify the file type and under issues?
TSV?
CSV?
TSV, JSON.
Oh.
All of them.
Yes.
So, I mean, dealer's choice. So if you're working on implementing that, then whatever makes sense. I like providing options where you can export to CSV, XLS, X, TSV, ¿qué más? JSON, XML.
You lost me.
Okay.
We have a issue on the stream project called add transaction export, and it sounds like Mojo's playing around with it.
Oh,
I was looking at them. I'm just trying to get more.
And try and figure out what format to export to.
Well, I want to know his specific. I want to know what the PM wanted. Because I mean, I can do this in Excel in a day. With Excel in a day, because that's my job. So,
What's
I
Google's
was
format?
just wondering, Google's format. Everybody's.
Open,
I think they might be ODF.
ODF sounds right.
But isn't it usually when you export a list of transactions, don't you usually do that to a CSV?
It's usually CSV, which is also.
I mean, that's a generic standard. And if you want to be able to handle multiple different weird cases, there's a very good library called CSV Helper that deals with, quoted strings and everything like that.
Yeah. It's one thing I was thinking about possibly doing, because
It's Ultra Lord.
and then assigning it. I don't know, how do you assign it? Do I just have to comment requests?
Yeah, just say,
okay,
can I work on this?
here's my
I'd like to work on this.
here's my can I work on this?
Yeah. And I think you do have to put a message in there so that I can pick you from the list. I don't know for sure. Why aren't they telling
I'll
me?
make sure
about
that's
that.
why. It's because it's open office.
There should be a request to work on this button.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing with a more structured flow for that, not just a comment. Hello, I'd like to do this.
Yeah, at Microsoft, if you're listening, feature requests.
Well, Fritz is still on, I guess. No, he's left, right? Or has he? I have too many windows up and I don't know what I'm doing. Fritz is on. So send it in there.
Signees? Mojo? See how you show up in the list now?
Well, it says suggestions, so technically I think you could.
Try adding me.
You'd have to type everything in.
Hold on.
Just to check.
Uh,
Or C# fits.
Example export.
Yeah, have him do it.
Just a cold email like you've been assigned to a ticket.
That'd be fun. Just assign people to random things.
Yeah.
Dull.
No, that is not a user on the GitHubs.
No, what's your user?
Thindal. TV.
It is actually...
Is it TV or TTV?
TV.
Okay.
Just Thindal was taken.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that you have to have somehow been added to the
Yeah.
project or participate
Okay.
in the project either by commenting or.
Well, didn't I set up a build script?
You did.
So I have.
That's really
contributed at
interesting.
It might have to
some
be on that specific issue.
Yeah. Or
Man, I
sometime
have
within
way
a
too
year
many
or
tabs
something.
open.
Or if there's like a collaborator like setting.
Yeah, I mean, like I
don't
could
know.
just invite to the project.
Okay.
That way is easy enough. Okay, so did that answer your question though?
It did. Thank you.
So all of the formats.
Any
is
of
the
the
answer.
formats.
Okay.
Any combination of the formats, whichever ones you feel like implementing, as long as there's some way to export the list of transactions.
Put the JSON format inside of the CSV file.
So
Yes,
Trelord's
my
like, I was
humor is-
reading the new
I-
.NET 8 post. I'm really confused how they can make Blazor server and Wasm in the same project. We might look at that if I get to that today. I'm kind of moving a little slower than I thought I would be.
I have some cliff notes from my understanding, but I have no guarantees that they are correct.
My assumption has been they're like matching the JS frameworks as far as like in React and Nux you can, or not React. Well, actually in React now, but in Nux, various JavaScript frameworks, you can just like mark it client rendered, but by default they try to do server rendering. Now that's like a very high level explanation of it, because there's still Wasm that has to be downloaded.
It checks somehow if you have the binaries, the Wasm binaries downloaded, and if not, it runs it on the server. So I'm guessing there's a first call back and forth or a header or something that requests, and
There's
if
a
it's
statement.
not set, then they get the entire thing.
Okay, because I know when I was creating a page yesterday, it was like there's a statement to use, which is basically like render client, but not exactly that.
Interactive Wasm, you mean?
Interactive, but not Wasm.
Okay, yeah, I use interactive auto. But I mean, the only way to think there is the client project is a Blazor class library. So you put your components in there if they are able to be run on Wasm, and the server will render them as if they were server rendered first. And then after that, it will download them to the client and run them as Wasm. But that's on the next load, right? So you have to leave the site and come back, and then it's Wasm.
Okay. No, I have interactive server here actually, but also it wasn't resolving, which was weird because I was following like a .NET 8 guide.
The interactive server is like the old server side, I think.
Oh, maybe
so
I
that
wasn't
uses a
following
WebSocket
.NET 8.
connection to just send data
it's
back
pretty
and
much
forth, and
Blazor
everything's
server.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably why I wasn't.
And
resolving
interactive
render
Wasm
mode.
is the old client, and auto will switch between them as needed.
Okay.
User
And then you
inputs
have
not-
a static server as well, which will render it as HTML, but it will not be interactive. So you'll have actual links to other pages that will render. It's kind of like MVC, you know. You have a URL that renders a page, only you build the page using Blazor instead. So you have none of the interactivity. Click this button, something runs. You have to click this button, post a form instead.
Ooh,
We have
hold
that
on.
interactivity.
You guys keep talking.
We have that interactivity in our framework MVC app. Everything's an Ajax.
Yeah.
jQuery, I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. So you can do that, but you can back it up with Blazor to render the view instead of using MVC.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's SSR. But that is very search engine friendly. If you want to
Yeah.
build your entire site using Blazor instead of having some logic in MVC, some logic in Blazor, depending on admin or whatever, then use server-side rendering for what you can.
Yeah, no, for our project at work, we like have a outside help getting, or outside, I guess, consultant, for lack of a better term. And he's like our quote unquote UI guy or our front end guy, and he also only wanted to use Vue, and I was like my guy, we need SEO, so we're gonna need to like upgrade that to Nux if we're gonna use. Like, I'm cool with like the Vue stuff. It's just like we need SSR in places.
Yeah. What's really cool with this is you can do SSR for a page. Let's think of web shop, because my brain works in web shop since that's what I'm building on stream. Yeah. So you have a product page that is server-side rendered. Then you have a buy button that is interactive auto, and you have a shop basket thing.
Right.
Shop basket, and that's also interactive auto. So you send the page, that is HTML, and then you send a a WASM package, that is the button. So when you click the button, that little part is interactive.
Yeah.
And
that's
you add something, you click that button, that triggers an update in the other part, which would be the basket. So you take that 1 and up it to a 2, for an extra product in there. So that means you can have both at the same time using Blazor and the same programming paradigm.
Or you ask your chatbot to add another one to your cart, and it will.
True. Yeah.
I saw that in the in the video.
Yeah. Copilot, all the things is the word from Microsoft. And
everything is called Copilot.
Yeah. And I mean, if you go to a conference or something, holy crap, there's so much AI. So much. Everyone's talking AI.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but it feels a little bit like it's being overhyped now.
Like in Jurassic Park, when he was like, your scientists spent all this time thinking about whether or not they could. They never stopped to think about whether or not they should. And that's how I feel about anything that's just AI related right now. When I see like products I use, like, hey, we have this new AI feature.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing, if you want a bigger budget, just take your old suggestion, and somewhere in there you add the 2 letters, A and I, and you double your budget. Because everyone thinks it's cool. And the worst thing is, I think that is at least slightly true. Because it is the buzzword of the year.
Yeah, of the
probably
era,
next
actually.
year. Yeah, probably next year as well.
I honestly think that is what this era is going to be called. Era of AI.
But if it goes from a buzzword, I mean, we're in the this what is it? The takes off
AI.
and then falls down into, oh, this is shit, and then comes back to the middle where, okay, so this is what we can actually use it for. Do you know which graph I mean?
No.
It's like trough of desperation or something, and
no, never heard of it.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You always want me to click on things that take me off of the screen that I'm on.
Yeah, I know, I'm horrible, but I love sharing links for some reason.
The graph of desire? Well, maybe
could
not.
Be.
Lacan's graph of desire. Oh, that's
hype cycle. I think. Yeah. Innovation trigger, peak of inflated expectations is where we are. Then you enter the thought, whatever, of disillusionment. And then the slope of enlightenment and plateau of productivity. So we are way, way, way up there in like the inflated expectations right now. That is the one. That is definitely the one.
What's that learning curve that looks exactly like this, where it's like when you first start something?
I know nothing. I know everything. Oh crap! I know nothing.
Yeah. What'd you say, Lion? Did you say?
Did you post the link?
Oh.
Oh no, I didn't.
It looks like the same curve. It's essentially the same curve.
Pretty much, yeah. This has a couple of examples on it, actually. I'm just gonna find the chat.
Solo
Here we go,
says,
and
interesting
here we
thing
go.
about AI is that there are already a ton of use cases.
And it killed the link, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll copy it the right way. And make sure that there are no ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Although
No, this is direct to a pick. So this is from 2020. You can see the amount of AI on that. We have AI assisted design, self-supervised learning, adaptive ML, compositive AI, generative, yeah, I can't say some words, AI, responsible AI, embedded AI, explainable AI. And this is from 2020. Hey, Thorolf.
Thorolf is here.
Yeah, Dunning-Kruger is the I know things, oh crap, I don't know things graph, right?
Yes, that's.
Thank you so much for the follow.
That's what I was thinking of, but I know when you actually look at the study, I'm not sure if that graph is actually in there. The one thing I remember about like the Dunning-Kruger effect I'm Dunning-Krugering myself, I guess. It's kind of the irony in talking about it. Most people quote unquote get it wrong when they use it. And then when I went to go look at the graphs, I don't remember that graph actually being in there. I think it's just used to represent it, maybe falsely, or I'm doing exactly what happens with the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I don't know. Depends on where in the graph you are.
I wonder.
So I just asked the group if it's all right if I wipe all of their config files.
And they said, why would you even suggest that? That's a dumb question.
Yes, kind of. The issue is they have a configuration file checked in, and that needs to be set with connection strings and everything every time that you want to use it, but they don't want to check in their configuration files. The issue is that if you can't add a unchanged filter to the Git repository, you have to do that locally in your own settings. And if you add a git ignore to a file that already exists, it won't do anything. So I have to add the file to git ignore and then wipe the file and set up in the documentation that you copy from the config.example file over to a config file, and then you can use that. Does that make any kind of sense?
Oh.
Nope.
Just because. I just wanted to say no, that's all.
Yeah, nope. None whatsoever. All right. That means I have to do the documentation better. I think. Maybe, perhaps.
No,
possibly.
I wasn't fully paying attention. Like I said, I'll be somewhat distracted with this.
Yeah. No, but let me try again. See if this makes sense. I kind of want your feedback on this.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can run a git command that tells your local git to ignore changes on a single file. So even if you change the file, it doesn't show up in your, dirty git uncommitted history. It just assumes that the file is unchanged. You can't add that committed to a repository. You have to run that locally on each machine. I think. This is my understanding, at least. The issue right now is they have a config file that is in the Git repo. You have to add connection strings to that file. But if you do a commit on that config file with connection strings, you have to revert it, you have to do this, you have to do this, and then reset it, and then you can do the commit again. Make sense? So my idea is we'll add the config file to git ignore. I'll copy the current config file over to a .example file. And then I'll delete the config file from everyone. It's just 4 people, so it's nothing huge. And then they'll have to copy the .example file over to a config, and that will be ignored in Git, so they won't commit any changes to it.
Hey bot, are you back yet? Oh, I probably have to rejoin every time that I do that. But yes, that made more sense.
Yeah. Secrets and Git is always annoying, especially if you didn't set it up right from the start, or correctly from the start. Because once you have your config file in there, it's yeah. Hello world.
Hello Wordle.
Yes. Bot responsibilities. Echo chat.
Yep. This is my channel. So it's not a fully developed bot yet, or bot AI, I guess.
Let's see who's in here. There is 13 people
There we
watching.
go. We're back. Community Day. All right, so this is information about Community Day. If you'd like to get involved, there are still even those guys. They can get involved too.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do anything obscene.
As long as you don't do anything obscene.
Because this stream is not marked as mature, so I would prefer it to be PC-ish.
I'm gonna send them the link to here at least. See how much they don't want to join in.
I need Discord to show up somewhere. Like here. That would be good. Okay, so if I scroll down. So right now we have Thindal, who you can see through video, who is attending a massive, in my opinion, massive LAN party.
It is a massive one.
And we have Mojo, who is also on voice.
Mm-hmm.
Mojo.
Just hanging out. There we go. That works.
And I can do the same thing I did before if anyone missed the slightly massive LAN party. This is the small room.
This is the small room. I'll see if I can find that link to show the room again.
There's a bigger room, but there's way more noise out there, so I opted for a seat in here. It's a little bit more chill. Oh, do you see that? Wrong side. Do you see that shirt he's got hanging over the chair there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's upside down, but yeah. I'm going to start the lamp first.
Because I went to a dark screen. Oh.
I have one too.
Thindal is sitting right here.
Yep.
Enjoying himself. Like a cat.
Yes.
In a corner.
Oh, I feel so bad. Something happened, and it's totally not IT related, but I feel horrible.
Did you just dox someone?
No. It's about 8 p.m. I got the call from my dad, who's watching the cat while I'm here, about 2.5 hours ago. Last thing I did before I left home was I emptied the litter box entirely.
You didn't refill it with more litter?
No, I didn't.
You jerk.
Zelda has been without litter for like 7 hours.
You guys don't know Zelda? Zelda looks like... Oh, you guys are going to beat me to it. Actually, you know what? I think my subscription ran out. How dare.
Well,
I will get
if you
resubbed
really
the next
want
time I
to,
stream.
you really want to, I will allow you to copy that emote.
Oh, you can just post it. It's fine.
Yeah. Not meant for you. I mean, if you want to use Zelda without being subbed, that is fine. You have my permission.
Oh. I don't even know how to do that, but sure.
Yeah. You know.
No idea. But anyway, that's Zelda.
Yeah, poor thing had no litter for like half a day. And you know, they're so clean, so they really don't want to go somewhere else. Which is, yeah, poor thing.
Poor king. All right.
Yeah, you feel bad when you do that. And yes, we're talking about.
You feel bad.
Pets.
I don't feel bad.
Yeah. No, okay, I feel bad.
Because I would never do that.
And yes, I am talking about a cat not being able to go to the toilet, and I've been doing that for a while now, because reasons. I don't know.
No crash. No crash. I got the redemption. Awesome. So if you can tell, what I'm doing is I am making sure that my redemption listener is working the way that it's supposed to, so that I can launch a archery game that we're going to add to our bot.
Ooh.
And we're doing it in Blazor.
Best sir.
Blazor. And what?
Best sir.
Best sir.
Blazor, best sir.
Yes. That works. All right, Solo. See you in a minute. I assume you're starting your stream soon.
Happy child. Now, we're a group here. We are, I think, 15 people. So from here all the way down there is just my group.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it's pretty good. You can just go there and poke people in the back and they know who I am, even if I don't know who I'm poking at the moment.
Yeah, that seems to be a really big thing. That'd be a conversation I'd like to have sometime, but not today.
Poking people randomly?
Oh, no. Just the being known thing. It's interesting to me. Something I don't understand, but do understand, but don't understand.
I kind of missed this over COVID. It's one of the few things that I really missed. I might come off as a horrible person. I don't think I will, but yeah, I really enjoyed COVID by the fact that you weren't expected to show up in person all of a sudden. You didn't have to negotiate to be able to work from home. It was just
right.
It was more, do you really need to come into the office?
Yeah.
Or can you please work from somewhere else? And that, I like that. But now we're back to negotiating. But the fact that you couldn't do this felt
Who's listening?
kind of bad.
Hi. Oh, he looked away.
Yeah.
Look,
De hälsar till dig. De hälsar till dig.
Suddenly shy.
Yeah. Very.
All right. I need to find where my actual listener is. I honestly don't know what's listening for these Signal R messages. It's got to be the UI, right? Where's my
exactly,
Signal
dude.
R client?
And I agree. It was probably not good for me either, but it felt good. Nothing really pushing for being able to do projects instead of doing resource delivery. I don't want to be a contractor. I want to be a consultant. I want to do something because I am an expert at that thing, not just we need another ass in a chair. Because I hate that kind of work. I am here because I know things, not because I can type quickly.
Message received. What the fuck, behind? He's in the bush. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Seriously.
Hey, Duka, when are you going to join in on voice? No pressure.
Duka does not have to. Duka has just as much anxiety as I do whatsoever. Talking vocally. Actually, more.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever. It's just I never heard him speak, and it would be fun. But if he doesn't want to, that is more than fine as well. I still love him. For some reason, my Discord video bitrate goes to 5 at times.
For some reason? I don't know, maybe being in a LAN party with a million other people?
No, it's happening to me too.
Oh. Wait,
well,
what?
So it's your stream because I can see Thindal just fine.
Wait, what?
But it's only in Discord.
It's not on Twitch. It's only in Discord.
Yeah, so you're good. I honestly think it might be partially a Discord issue because with some games I play, it's been doing that to me nonstop.
Yeah, and
weird.
Twitch works fine, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes,
definitely
I think
understand
your
that, though, Dixie.
eyes are about the same size as your head right now.
My eyes? My eyeballs?
Yeah, it's like no, like your glasses look like entire eyes in the
Oh, cool.
in the preview because the resolution was so poor, and now it's
Mm.
perfect.
Weird. So
Yeah.
weird.
I think this place had a 80 gigabit connection, 80 or
Oh.
90.
Cool.
The
What am I looking for? I'm looking for a thing.
like the company that supplies it makes a big thing out of it that, you know, we're supplying the internet to DreamHack.
Client. Excuse me. I'm looking for my on message received.
Abados or Abados or the planet from Stargate. You could say that I'm at not a cafe, small LAN party.
Like this one room could be a cafe. Well, that's still a lot for a
I
cafe.
think this room could be many cafes, and this is a small one. As I said, I was looking for a thing earlier, so I put my light up here to max brightness, and it sounded like, you know, vampires going out into the sun. They started flying.
Maybe it's an internet distillery.
That looks awesome. An internet distillery? What do you mean by that?
I'm just trying to think of something bigger than a cafe. Usually it's a brewery.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to go up. I mean, DreamHack has the world record. So
TwitchBot client on message received.
So for next time, I mean, there's one in the summer, there's one next winter, same time, same place. So, you know, go get tickets and we can meet up. It's not hard to travel half the way around the world with your computer, right?
I'm sure it's easy to load on a plane and not have it damaged at all.
Yeah, just make sure you remove your graphics card before.
That would be a good idea, yeah. But I would remove my graphics card if I was transporting my computer more than like 2 miles anyways. I have about 10 miles from my home to here, and I removed my graphics card because that is what breaks.
Well, if you heard Irish John's story, it was his his PSUs. There's a cable coming out from it that got frayed a little bit in shipping. And so it was arcing against his case.
Did the rest of the stuff survive? Yeah, they kept Jönköping.
Got it fixed.
Well, that's good.
Say it again. Pronounce the place again.
Jönköping. Yeah.
So the K sounds more like a j or a sh. Interesting.
The is the O with the umlaut.
O with the umlaut. Yeah.
And same thing. I mean, you have Jön. Is also, I mean, the umlaut there. Köping means like merchant city. And Jön is
so
like the general area
almost
around here. It's older. It's like, you know, from the 1600s. A bunch of cities got permission from the king to be called Köping, which meant that, you know, if you wanted to trade, you went there.
But it still sounds like a derivative of the word shopping, where we might have gotten it from.
I think it's the other way around.
That's what I mean, where we would have gotten shopping from.
Yeah.
I have no idea where
Vikings
I'm
were
supposed
big
to
on
be
trade,
handling
you know?
this message. This is what I mean by I need to remake my bot in a way where I understand what exactly it is that I am doing. So this is message joined. Channel info. Join status.
Yeah, John shopping. As in Jern shopping.
John shopping. Check out his fourth wall merch store. Which I don't have anything to shut that out.
So on the chatbot, it was working and then it wasn't. Was there an update or to like Discord's API?
I honestly don't know what the deal is with the Discord one. Broken Sword knows that it's a thing. And he's like, if we have time, we could all look at it. Which I want to, but then I keep doing other things instead of playing with that. But I did start integrating the Discord bot into the Twitch bot. Or just my overall automated Realms bot.
Isn't that always what it's like? Like, you have so many things you want to do, and then other things get in the way. Like movies or other code or more
definitely
movies.
Other code for me right now, because like you said, getting into Unity would be fun. And that's one of the things that I really want to do, especially because I really want to get into MR, mixed reality stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I still want to get myself a Quest 3. It's one of those I really wanted, but I can't motivate getting one until I have a paying customer again. Right now I'm, between contracts. So spending just over $1,000 here, which is kind of what it costs, 1,200 or something. When you have like actually no income, feels like a bad investment. But I want it. I want to sit.
Why don't I have IntelliSense? I seem to have lost IntelliSense. And all sense of time.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? You've got weird coloring as well. Isn't default supposed to be blue?
Mm-hmm. Like all of those are.
Save the file and open it again?
I did. That's fine. We can code without it.
You're gonna feel like naked without it. I promise you.
Message is...
It's like when I started out, I did it in Pico, I think. Pico or Nano on Red Hat 5. And I did C++. And I had to exit there and do a GCC to be able to try and compile it. You had no help whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like, that was an experience, but I made it work. Because that's what you had back then. And today, just wouldn't work at all.
I just haven't a clue where exactly I'm supposed to be handling this anymore. Because, like, I have this TwitchBot client that will run on whatever client app I'm using. I get my on message received, and then my chat echo is the thing that's handling it. That doesn't sound right. That does not sound right. I mean, I guess I could, for now, just have something that says you've redeemed this reward, good for you, or something.
I was building on my personal website on my last stream. And I started doing the admin interface. I added a login screen. And I mean, if you have a login screen, you need to have a forgot my password link, right? When I clicked it, I just showed the text. Sucks to be you.
If that's what works.
Yeah, I mean, if I need to reset the password, I'll just do it manually. But I felt that I needed a button there.
Where is the bookmarks window?
And speaking of nothing, Lion, I've actually managed to get a co-stream with Alt0 going, so that's coming early next year. With introducing proper authentication and replacing less proper authentication and authorization. So cover like implementing it into a from a 0 to a hero, basically, including migrating of old accounts. And how to do that when you can't read the darn passwords. Passwords are hashed in the old database,
Right.
but they need to be moved to a new database. So how are you going to get them over to there and things like that?
Force all users to redo their password.
Yeah, that
Easy.
sucks. That sucks.
And there goes your bandwidth.
I'm actually interested in you saying that because we're going to run into that over the next 6 months.
Yeah. One way, which I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, but that's my idea, and I'm going to talk to them more because they know how to do these things, is to basically have the old login, and when people log in, you push their password to the new auth system, and you set a cookie to redirect them to the new one. And if they try to log in again, they get pushed to the new one as well. Does that make sense?
Yes. And that's like, that was in my head, that was my solution where we kind of...
And
or
after
maybe
after a while, you just do what you said. Like after a month or something, you just, okay, you haven't migrated yet. Let's just wipe your password and you'll have to reset it.
Gotcha. And one thing, since we're like doing, a rebuild entirely, I think we can like incorporate that sooner, like in our current app, where it not exactly one for one, as you were saying, but essentially like when they log in, like pre-populate this auth database over time.
Yeah, the new system. So you have the old login, they use the old login, but when you get the data, you push it over to the new login that's not active yet. Yeah, that's absolutely a good idea. Yeah. Just remember, you don't want to poke at their passwords more than absolutely necessary.
Don't poke the sleeping bear or password.
Yeah. I've tried doing it the best I could when I did locally. So my login function was like literally 4 rows. The one that handled the password at all.
Okay.
Because I don't want to handle the password. I don't want it anywhere in my memory. I don't want to just risk doing anything to it. Because people don't use unique passwords. They all know they should. Well, most of them know they should, but they don't.
I just like
and I didn't
choose
either.
my passwords for me.
I've got LastPass now just to be able to share everything everywhere and actually share some passwords with my family, my dad specifically. And I still get tons of warnings from there about reused passwords.
I just moved off of LastPass actually. I moved over to Bitwarden.
Okay. Good reason or just felt like it?
Not sure if LastPass had some of these issues or it had some of these features. Partially because just the general society, however smart or dumb we all are, on the internet recommends Bitwarden. But then some of the features that I've liked that just they told me about out of the box were like on my MacBook I have like fingerprint to get in. And that's actually will fill in my passwords as well. So
so you have a fingerprint, like a device fingerprint on
on the device itself. They call it like biometrics. And then I didn't LastPass in Azure. You may have run into this issue. It automatically tries to automatically fill the Azure portal search on random pages. At least it was on mine. And
I have never encountered that.
Fascinating.
But if you have, I mean, I can fully accept that. I haven't had that issue, but it would annoy me AF.
I'm now curious if it's a bug with Firefox and LastPass.
Yeah, it must
assuming
be
you're not. Assuming nobody else.
I'm using Edge because why not?
I grew up with Firefox and just
I grew up with Netscape, so.
But
we don't use that anymore.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Netscape was great. Hey, do you know when the absolute... Well, okay, now it's good again, but it has been pretty crap for the last 20-ish years. the height of internet compatibility was IE6 before Firefox.
Okay.
Because it did everything wrong. It was the only browser out there, so if you just did it wrong, it worked. And then some fool, let's call him that, just to be nice, at Firefox decided, hey, let's actually read the spec and do what you're supposed to do. Which meant that pages either worked in Firefox because they were built properly, or they worked in IE because they were written badly for IE.
To be fair, that still kind of happens.
Yeah, but it was way worse. I mean, you got to a point where they rendered relative coordinates differently.
Yeah. There's one thing, and maybe it's just because like our app hasn't had real updates in a long time. The date time feature in Chrome will automatically whatever we're using for date time will automatically like go to today's date, whereas in Firefox like it doesn't autofill anything for me. And I run into like small things like that, but with I don't know, maybe LastPass lost the chance because it was Firefox messing up.
Yeah, could be, but I mean, if you have a solution that works well for you,
yeah,
go for it. And I mean, I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm going to implement Auth0 and I use LastPass." Do you know what happened like half a year ago?
Also true.
Auth0 got social engineered and leaked access to LastPass. Which is
that?
It's
oh,
perfect.
They were. I didn't
It's
know
so
Auth0 was related, or
Auth0 was the one that got, they call it hacked, but some poor person clicked a email
vulnerability.
Link, clicked the link in an email and ran an exe, and then they were screwed. So they got into the Auth0 servers, and then from there, the whole don't touch passwords more than you need to.
Yeah.
They didn't manage to do that properly either, so they got a hold of the LastPass master keys.
Interesting.
Each and every LastPass vault is encrypted with your master password. But if you can get the master keys to LastPass, you can also, I think they got the encrypted vaults, a bunch of them at least, and then they had to try and decrypt them. So they didn't get any plain text passwords out from LastPass, but yeah.
Interesting. So the actually my last final reason for Bitwarden was you can self-host your vault.
Oh yeah.
If you like truly cared.
But there's an online service as well, or?
Yes. So you can go one or the other.
Yeah.
And
self-hosting sounds great, and then I'm somewhere else, and all of a sudden I don't have access to my vault, or I have it on my phone and I sync it every time I'm home, and I'm somewhere else and I create an account and all of a sudden they're unsynced, and yeah.
How fast does LastPass sync from phone to browser for you?
I think it does a upload directly, so the server is the only source of truth.
Interesting, because it wasn't populating. I was having that issue, but I don't think Bitwarden's going to fix that.
I have no actual hard knowledge on this.
Okay. Like sometimes I'll just create it because like my phone stores my PC info. So sometimes I'll have to create an account and do it all on my phone, and then like I have to like manually refresh LastPass. But these things happen like once in a blue moon.
You know what really sucked with LastPass? Here's a fun story. Oh, I'm going to use unique passwords everywhere. Oh, I can use really big passwords. I will use 64 characters because that is secure. Oh, I just got a new car. I have to log in to my account in the car. It is 64 characters long with all 4 classes, and have to type it on the touchscreen in the car. That sucked.
Yeah,
I could have gone in and chosen a stupid password, but if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it proper, right?
public service announcement on whatever password manager you use. Store your one-time use, get out of jail free password somewhere.
Yeah.
I lost that one time for my authenticator.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
I didn't lose that. I actually had that. I printed it out for some reason because I don't do that normally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I broke my phone.
LastPass actually has a really good feature. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's basically a you died feature. It means that I can set up a backup account and they can request access to my passwords or certain of my passwords. And I get like 60 days to deny them access. And like I'll get an email a day about this. If I don't respond to that, they will get access to my keys. Which
over 60 days.
Yeah, I think it's 60 days. Again, don't quote me on it. I just know the feature exists. And you have to set up the people who are allowed to activate and use the feature first.
I just learned a thing.
Tell us the thing.
I cannot log into Twitch using an in-private, or it's not even an in-private browser, using the browser that you get when you run with the debugger attached.
Oh. Your browser is currently not supported. Oh, awesome.
Can you run something to trick it?
I love how it doesn't just warning it might work poorly, it's just no.
What if I use this session? Work.
Mojo, I've been saying like don't quote me on this a lot today.
Too late. It's recorded.
Yeah. It's numbers, you know. I can't guarantee that the numbers are all good.
I'm gonna write a news article and then link to the future
the
YouTube video. Yeah. Be like, here's the source.
There we go. Okay, this is the last thing that I'm gonna do, but for now, since we're getting close to the end of the stream, how about if you guys do your stand-ups?
Yeah. So I'm gonna run a stream. Probably tomorrow. I'm not sure what about, but I'll figure something out. And it's gonna be from here. So possibly Gabe. Hey, if I stand up, Duke, you'll just see my stomach, and you don't want to see my stomach. So yeah, no blockers.
No, but we want to see your shirt again. Show us the back of your shirt again.
No dogs.
Like he's turning around first. We see the top of the circle.
Oh, crap.
There
you go.
Yeah, we see the top of the circle.
Turn that into merch. People want it.
Yeah, definitely. I need a TD then.
Dang.
Yeah. So, yeah, no blockers. Full speed ahead, straight from DreamHack to your eyeballs and eye ears.
Well, if I get to lurk tomorrow, I will lurk.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
I will as well. I'll have questions, I'm sure.
You're always appreciated.
Well, I have no blockers. I'm working on a... See how Lion's browser has all these tabs? I do the same thing, but I never get back to those tabs. And usually they're like articles for like blogs. So I'm working on a RSS reader, like a home dashboard page that's going to have RSS feeds, save links, whatever gets closed from tabs, things that I like regularly check up on, maybe like a Mastodon or X feed all in there. So anytime I open up my browser, it's just on this page, and it's my one-stop shop for all the things that I do know I want to get to.
Awesome.
I had a policy before I'm not going to use bookmarks because if I want to read it, I'm going to read it now. And then something came along and I was really stressed. So I created a bookmark saying, okay, watch this later or do this later. And now there's like 100 articles in it. Like literally 100 that I haven't read. Because once I started, I just continued. So yeah, sorry for interrupting the end of the stream.
That's like half the reason. There's like the things I want to read today, or that like I want to read today, but sometimes there's the blogs I want to follow because like this content's good, but they have so much good content. And I just don't want to open up everybody's like various website. I want it all in one place. Everybody has an RSS feed. Everybody I'm trying to follow has an RSS feed, so
I don't.
He's not trying to follow you.
Aw.
Can you get one?
I have it.
I've got a bad feeling about that.
But yeah, no blockers outside of that.
Cool. Awesome.
Hey.
Well, thank you guys for joining. Any last words, like for real? Last words.
No. Just use no docs so you don't dox yourself. And be careful out there. Like, you guys are celebrities. They filmed you.
All I have to say is store your one-time use password somewhere safe.
Yes.
It will come in
PSAs.
handy one day, I promise.
Yes. And
Especially if you have two
No,
factors, put your reset key somewhere.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for being here. Really enjoyed your faces.
Take care, guys. Thank you for having me.
Ciao for now.
Later, y'all.
And thank you all for being here. We are going to this screen with my big head mode. We're going to figure this chat thing out on Monday. I will be back on Monday for our normal stream, except it'll be slightly different content. It'll be finishing up this thingy because it would be awesome to have this little game showing up. I thought Solo was getting ready to start his stream, but he has not started yet. So because of that, we're going to raid out to another friend of ours. His name is Red Cabin Games. He is a Unity developer. So we'll head there. Again, feel free to join us again in the future. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 10:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time currently, which is UTC -7, and we will hang out some more whenever you feel like showing up. No requirement, nothing like that. I will post a recording of this video to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. The bot is not going to be cooperative at the moment, so we can't really show you where that is, but it is https://youtube.com/@11dlion, named by you, the community. So I'll post it on there. And feel free to join our Discord, which there have been some messages from the stream bot, stream elements. I will copy pasta, and there we go. Here is a link to join Discord if you feel like it. Again, there is no requirement to do so. And I will now set up the raid to Red Cabin Games. Watch him be ending soon. He looks tired. He's been streaming a lot lately. But yeah, if you feel like it, hang out for that. So until the next time, I'll see you. Ciao for now. Here's some music.